Hi there, it's Elisa, and I am back with our very last self-care type today. So we have almost completed this journey of diving into each of the six self-care types. And our last one that we're going to talk about today is professional self-care. So if you missed any of the previous videos, please go back and watch those so you can get caught up. All right. So, professional self care is all about caring for yourself in your workplace. It's really about advocating for your professional needs, which is something that a lot of us really struggle to do. So, what does it look like? It looks like taking breaks throughout the day as you need them, whether you need help covering your work or not. If you need a break for whatever reason, then, figuring out ways that you can make that happen. It also looks like socializing with our coworkers, whether that is during the workday or outside of the workday, doesn't really matter. Also, setting aside very specific time that's kind of designated as a quiet time or focus time that you're going to be working on specific tasks. Uh, so if that means that you usually keep your door open, but when it's closed, that's kind of the cue to everybody that you don't want to be interrupted. But it's really important that we set aside that time to focus because otherwise, people, as you probably know, are coming and going. I primarily work from home and still struggle with that. The dinging of email notifications and text messages and the millions of ways that we are just so easily distracted. So be very cognizant in setting that focus time for yourself and turning off notifications, letting people know that you're not available. Um, Professional self care is also about finding the tasks that you find enjoyable and rewarding, and really trying to integrate those into your work as much as you can. Also, setting boundaries for your colleagues, for your clients, the people around you. Um, when are you responding to emails? When are you not? Closing your office or classroom door is a way of setting a boundary, right? That is kind of the cue that you're not available and that they should come back. It's also This is also about balancing your workload throughout the week so that you don't have one day that's really, really heavy that you feel just totally stressed out, and then another day where you're just breezing through because you don't have a lot to do. How can you balance the tasks that you complete throughout the week so that it feels kind of even? One thing that I did recently that has really helped and is next on our list is creating an enjoyable workspace. So I recently had to move my home office from one spot in my house to another. And so I worked really hard for a long time to find the desk that would fit in my space correctly and surrounding myself with um, things that are appealing to me and just make me feel at home. You can't see it, but I have a plant on my desk on one side and I have, all of my colorful pens in mason jars over on the other side, and just I enjoy sitting in this space. It makes me feel good. Other things that would fall into this category, things like finding yourself a mentor in your workplace, whether it's assigned to you or you go out and just kind of figure it out yourself and find a person, or building some sort of peer support group so that you have people to talk to, people to lean on. Uh, Requesting feedback. If this is not something that's built into your work, you can request that feedback, request that supervision, the consultation, whatever it is that you need in order to better yourself and improve yourself as an employee, as a professional. Seek those things out. This is a big one, right? So, negotiating for your needs. It's something that most of us aren't comfortable doing. How can we negotiate for the benefits that are going to, work for us, the pay increase that you deserve after, so many years with a company. Um, so that is a huge part of this self-care type is really learning how to advocate for yourself and those specific needs. And then lastly, the ultimate goal then is to find some sort of balance between your work and your professional lives. Um, and that does not, I don't count that as a thing you need to do. Find balance. You find balance by doing all of the other things that we've talked about, or the ones that apply to you or are important to you. That's how you find balance. Figuring out where your priorities are, where your boundaries are, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and then being really intentional about going out and getting those things, advocating for what you need, setting those boundaries. Um, so that you can have some sort of balance. So just keep that in mind, that balance is not a thing that we just go do. It's something that we can strive for and find by doing a lot of other things. So I hope that this has given you at least some food for thought, not only on professional self-care, but in all of the other self-care types that we've talked about. And you kind of have a place to begin thinking about where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are and how you can improve upon those so that you can start better caring for yourself. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that you've gotten something out of it. We are at the end of this series, but I hope that you will join me back here next time for my next video. So until then, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.